I had my career to focus on, which is fine, so I carry on doing my football stuff. Since I've stopped playing, India, Asia, anywhere in Asia, I'll go places and people will come up to me, it's like, Dave, Liverpool fan. They'll show Liverpool jersey, they'll show Liverpool phone cover or something like that. I'm like, yeah, and it's like, wow, I remember you from the 90s. I'm like, you can't remember it that well. But, there's no judgment other than they love you for being a former Liverpool player. So, yeah, I kind of changed my opinion on everything because I always looked at stats. It was kind of like, I did this, we didn't do that, we did do that, it wasn't so good. And then you get fans who just kind of get back and to say, we appreciate you being there. And every time I go around for the same thing. So, I'm glad I had 7 years.
We talked about Derby.
Just one story. So last season, my son-in-law was an Arsenal fan, and he said, "Dave, you want to come and watch Everton versus Arsenal?" I'm like, "Why?" So I snuck into Goodison Park with a winter hat on, masked up, and I had this jacket on. Got a Liverpool badge on the side. So I stood in Goodison Park leaning against my brother-in-law watching the game. 1-2-1.
Come again.
Did you get away with it? You didn't get spotted?
Yeah, that's right.
What are you doing? We play Arsenal on the 4th of February. You can come again.
We talked about derbies a little bit when we were chatting before. Tell us about how special a Merseyside derby is. I mean, I know you'll have played in a few, Leon, and we talked about you scoring in that 2-2 draw when Suarez scored a couple. I think you were 2 down and pulled it back to 2-2. What's the atmosphere like in the build-up and the game itself?
Yeah, the atmosphere is incredible. More intense, I'd say, than any other game of the season. There's, as Dave said, we're a city that doesn't mind sharing seats and sitting together and things, but that doesn't mean they don't scream at the pitch with any less enthusiasm. So it's a very intense atmosphere. It's a great game to play in, it really is. There is a bit of pressure that comes with it, and they're only really enjoyable when you're walking off the pitch afterwards and you've won. It's okay if you've drawn. There's no enjoyment at all if you come off after suffering a defeat, but when you do win, it's one of the best games of the season.
David, your memories, we talked about that, your best ever save being in
Unfortunately, it happens too often.
I asked David when we were chatting before about the best player he played with at Liverpool. It was Steve McManaman. But for you, who's the best player you played with during your career at Everton?
Wayne Rooney, just because of how incredibly special he was when he was coming through. I mean, he didn't spend long at Everton, but you just knew this kid was special. And then obviously what he's gone on to achieve, both for Manchester United and for England, has been absolutely amazing, to be honest. So the fact that he came through and we spent a short space of time playing football together was great, because I do think he's one of the best this country's ever seen.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that at all. Just going back to McManaman, do you think he gets we were speaking then, do you think he gets the credit he deserves for what he achieved when he left Liverpool then?
No, absolutely not. No. I don't think he got the credit when he was playing, in the sense that he had, I think it was 23 ridiculous. Might be a little bit more than that, but it was for the player of his talent, what he achieved obviously with Real Madrid. He deserves a lot more. Wayne Rooney, I mean, I could say Wayne Rooney, but Wayne was only in England games with him, but he was annoyingly good. He chipped me once, and then laughed after.
What is that in a match or in training?
I bet he was still a kid then. He was a joke. He used to come out to train and just hit the ball off the bar from the halfway line while we're chatting, and then we'd turn and go, "Come on, young lad, you're not meant to do that." And he went, "I did." Bang, and did it again straight away. He was just annoyingly brilliant.
So we're. Do you remember the goal he scored against Newcastle with the volley? I didn't see the game. Someone went, "Oh, see that come?" We were at England meet not long before that, and we were sitting around at the end of the session, and someone was knocking these balls in at the edge of the box. his volley, top corner. No. So when I saw it on the telly, it was like, oh yeah, I saw him doing that last week.
Well, he only hit that because he was arguing with the referee, wasn't he? The ref didn't even see it. He fuming, he was going mad, and he just bang.
Unbelievable. Should we open up to the to you guys? Got 5 minutes. Any questions that you've got?
I've only got one for Leon. What do you reckon that out of how we're playing, do you reckon it's got effect on the board?
Does it what, sorry?
Like the players, how they're performing out on the pitch.
Yeah.
Do you reckon it's related to the board a little bit, or is it down to Lampard?
I don't think that the players go onto the pitch and think about the board when they're playing. The players go on and try and give their best and try and follow instructions and try and score goals and not concede and everything that happens, and you get wrapped up in a game of football. As soon as you get on the pitch, everything else just seems to melt away and you're trying to concentrate on what's happening. So I don't think it's the players' performances are down to the board. I think that for whatever reason it's not happening. I think that the players aren't necessarily complimenting each other at times. So Dominic will get in the box and we'll go short, and Damari will run at people and someone comes over to help him against his way. There's a few things that aren't quite going right at the moment on the field, that's for sure.
Any more questions?
I've got a question for Dave.
Oh, thank God.
Obviously, you represent England, and that was generally known as the golden generation. Do you think it was, like, obviously, because you mentioned like playing for Wayne Rooney, do you think that there was a little bit of you that thinks that you could have achieved more in that England team? But obviously, you were a very good goalkeeper at the time, but and you were playing with some great players. Do you think you could have achieved something more?
Yeah, the term golden generation, I don't remember anyone talking about it then. If you think what this current England squad are doing at the moment, and what are they, the platinum generation, I don't know. So it was kind of like we did what we did. I mean, should we achieve more? No, I think when you look at France in this World Cup, obviously they're not England now, courtesy or in part because Harry Kane doesn't score penalties. We're one penalty away from drawing with France. We could have gone penalties and won that game. We could have ended up playing the final against Argentina. I think England would have been better against Argentina than France were. So is this England team now not good enough? I mean, we played Portugal in the Euros for being penalties. Obviously, there's no World Cup, Portugal and penalties. There are teams out there who, when it comes to cup competitions, and they arguably the measurement of how good you are, who are better than England have. So we've achieved more on another day, but in the end we weren't losing to bad teams or getting knocked out. There was one manager who didn't even get qualified, but I won't go into that.
A lot's made of how Gareth Southgate's changed the spirit of the England camp and how they're all mates and all that sort of stuff. Do you think if you'd had that kind of, you talked before about the Man United Liverpool divide and all, do you think if you'd had the same camaraderie that we were told this England team has, it would have changed things?
The Man United Liverpool myth, there was, when I first got into England squad in the sort of early mid-90s, they were the first ones down for dinner, so they were all sat next to each other. I hated Man United because I was a Liverpool player and I didn't want to talk to them. That was me, you, and
Who's he like?
but none of them were.
David James and Leon Osmon.
Paul Links at the time was at United, was one of the friendliest guys there. Maybe because he was West Ham or something, whatever. But the point is, I think big issues, big decisions cost you in tournaments and success, and vice versa. I mean, Emi Martinez making that save in the last minute of the World Cup got them to a penalty shootout for Argentina win the World Cup. It was Messi's, it was going to happen.
Just won't be yours.
One incident slightly different, and back over the World Cup. It's kind of one of those things, and the relationship within it. And I think Gareth is fantastic, but I also think that the FA create an environment for Gareth to sit nicely into, and providing the environment's right, and then the manager has the best opportunity with a group of highly talented players.
Time for one more?
What was it like when you took debut for England? It's not the pinnacle of your career, goals and somebody being over and
Yeah, it was